Morning, Kevin.
Good morning. How you doing?
So I'm doing okay. My laptop did not charge last night, so I'm scrambling this morning trying to get set up. So
I understand. I understand.
So let me see if I can find my voice text here, and I'll text Camera and Julie.
They might be in the call already. Oh, they said
It shows we have 2 participants. Yeah, I see that, but that was a few minutes ago.
Okay, if you want, I can send the invite to them.
Yeah, you can send it back to them. That'll be good.
Is that a rooster?
Yeah, in Kauai, they're the national pet, I guess.
That's funny. My
yeah,
I went to Hawaii once when I was younger, and we went to Kauai, and it was amazing. We loved it. It's a pretty place.
Yeah, we still haven't got to explore it much yet. We're really, the vacation's all about the grandchildren.
Oh, good.
Okay, I see Kimra made it in. See if we can find Julie.
She said to text her when we're back and we're in.
Yeah, I just sent out a text. I don't know. Did you get it, Kimra?
Yeah, I
Okay,
was already on.
Okay, hopefully she got it too then.
Okay, I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
I was seeing if it's done downloading. It's not. It's halfway done.
See if I can find a spot out of the sun. Good luck with that here. Let's see if she answered. Just resent the invite. No, text. This is 7-11. I must have just missed her.
Yeah.
Yeah, her last text was at 7-11.
Yeah, they came through at the same time, yours and hers, basically. I'm gonna stop my video because I look like hell. Excuse me.
Well, look at me. I'm on island time.
Yeah. Yeah. But she can't get in. She's trying to dial in.
Okay.
Tuesday, August 10th. Oh, crap-ola.
Do what, Camera?
Nothing. Oh yeah, Tuesday, August 10th. I had to confirm your appointment. I was thinking that was the following week, but it's not. It's Tuesday. Come on, Julie. I had a conversation with her earlier. She called, Jared had called about this other deal we're working on. But she had a kind of spotty, I don't know if they're driving or what, but
Yeah, she said she'd be in the car driving, so it
Oh,
could
yeah.
be spotty reception for her.
Yeah, I'm not sure where all they're going. Well, yeah, and I want her to hear.
Well, yeah,
Well, it's being recorded, so we can, we don't have
Yeah,
to wait to listen to it.
that's true. Ah, here she is. Here she is.
Okay.
Good morning, Julie. So my apologies. I was up in time, but my computer was not. I had some computer issues trying to get on this morning. I didn't plug it in and it was dead. So, but anyway, we'll jump right into it. So apparently Jared cannot close the deal on time. Is that correct?
That's correct. Although I don't know if the correct date was originally 8/10. We all knew we wouldn't be able to make, especially when we got, we were trying to figure out pricing and stuff like that on the budget. So he can go, 30 days would be, once we get this thing settled.
Yeah,
It would be 30
I don't
days.
think that's, we can ask, we have nothing to lose, but I don't think it's going to be an option. I think we're going to have to let it go. I think the seller's just going to, based upon what we've seen so far, he's going to blow up and just say, fuck you guys. I just gave you what you asked for and now you're coming back again. So I think that's where we are.
Not the smartest. I missed you. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, Julie. You might want to turn your video off, see if that helps with the stream.
Okay.
So I had said that I think that the seller
Okay.
is going to blow up. And I think that we're probably going to lose the deal based upon what we know about him so far. He just gave us what we asked for, and now we're turning around asking again. And that's just my gut feeling is we have nothing to lose by asking, but I don't think there's a chance in hell that he's going to give it to us, but we don't know until we ask. But we're going to have some kind of firm commitment from Jared that says, look, I can get it done. Absolutely. No doubt by this date. Otherwise, the only other option, and I wanted to pursue it anyway as a backup option, was to continue trying to get the hard money loan and see, once we have something secured and we know we can get it and then know what the terms are, at least have a path forward. But at this point, that's the only thing I see. I guess we could just keep the existing deal and then pursue the hard money loan, but we're going to be shooting in the dark. We don't know what the terms are. We can guess at the terms and probably be fairly close if we use just a flat 15% or 2 points in 13%. Either way, it's the same thing. And see if we can make it work. It's really at this point, if we can get the deal secured and if we don't need the hard money for a long time, if we can minimize what that amount of money is, but we already had, from my recollection, like a $75,000 loss in year one, we were already going to have to start figuring out how to mitigate that. So you could easily double that, so we'll probably be 175K short first year. And so I don't know if there's things that we could do in the budget. Obviously we're not going to need the entire 150 grand up front. We're going to need it, but we're going to need it pretty damn quickly. Kimmer's planning on moving on all of this all at once within a 30-day time frame.
What's 150 grand?
I said 150. I meant 1.5.
Yeah. I did go back through the CapEx budget last night. We'll scrub through it. The bottom line is it just needs, it's uninhabitable. and it, you know, we can cut some, you know, and we'll squeeze on all the contractors, but the reality is it just needs a lot of work. The other thing, this is like pouring salt in the wound, but I had a call with Chris Nebenzahl today at noon. He had expressed to Julie yesterday, he was concerned about the deal going after the wrong customer. He really didn't think it was the right business plan. Anyway, and I was like, wait a minute, I want to talk to him to understand what he's talking about. He wasn't looking at the new business plan. He was looking at the original one, which was going after a different customer. And when I laid out, I basically, you know, he described the market. It's exactly, you know, what I saw as well. But I kind of explained to him that he felt like, you know, you need to stay closer to workforce housing versus that higher end customer. You're not going to get that high end customer. And I said, well, this is how I'm looking at the market. You know, you've got all this workforce housing, low end rents for the market. And then you have the new now and wow, real high rents. What's missing in that market is that rent price point right in the middle. That's where we're falling. You know, that's the business plan. And we lost Julie, but it's being recorded. And I kind of described to him, you know, because it needs everything, we're just positioning that if in 3 years the market does continue to gentrify and it grows, man, this property be poised for even a higher end customer than the high end one. And he said, you know, quite frankly, he said, with what you're describing, he said, that strategy makes sense. He said, you know, I see that. I can get my arms around that. And then he said you're liable to capture 25 to 30% of the new now and while doing what you're doing to the property. I didn't realize that you were doing those things. I said, well, it's evolved. You know, I came in he got the plan about 2 weeks ago, probably about the time I was invited to the deal. But anyway, but he was like, you know, backed the strategy fully. So, like I said, salt in the wound.
Meaning salt in the wound, meaning that he would have been on board.
Meaning we're probably going to be kicked out of the deal, and we got a good plan forward. You know.
Well, okay, but did Chris say that he would be interested in raising on the deal, or he
said,
just confirmed?
Let him know how it goes. He confirmed it, and please keep him posted. He'd like to see the underwriting and the plan. Yeah. He likes Aurora. He just thought the deal was headed towards a different demographic than what we'd be able to capture there. And I said, yeah, I would agree, but it's not now, and so.
Okay.
I have more salt in the wound.
Okay, go ahead.
So the seller has agreed to give us the 17 unit as well. So.
Well, he needs to then allow us to do what we need to do for 30 days.
Yeah, then he needs to allow us to do what we need to do on due diligence of that, and we'll take them both down at the same time or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's not salt in the wound. Maybe that gives us an option to go forward and say, hey, can we close them both at the same time and propose a longer date? And if that's the case, what do we need to have a conversation with Jared first to say, Jared, we've got a 17 unit also that we want to take down at the same time. And how much time does he need? We need to talk to Jared before we talk to the sellers, is all I'm saying.
I already told Jared that we got another deal with it. So he knows, he's aware of that. I don't know any of the details of the 17 unit building. I don't know what the cost is. I don't know anything about it, but I told him that they're throwing it in.
We hadn't underwritten it or anything. So we'd like to throw it into our loan. It just makes more sense for us to include them both together if he would, something along those lines. we'd like to, cross collateralize them or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Something.
The thing is that
yeah.
if that's the case, how close are they?
They're close. Walking distance.
So maybe what that means is we go to a different lender and, we'll get lower rates.
Well, yeah, we might, but we need a
Yeah.
story for the seller. That's
Sure.
what we're trying to come
Absolutely.
up with right now.
The other thing nice about the 17 unit is it's only one block from the medical campus.
You can see the construction cranes. Okay, yeah, I did the walkthrough of it. I haven't seen any pricing on it or anything. We haven't underwritten it, but
Kevin,
So
there's a brand new property just on the corner.
So it is priced at about the same per door as Montview, around 128 to 130,000. And then the units are bigger and in better condition than Montview as well.
Yeah, it is in much better condition. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but
That's not a good thing.
no, it's
We
what
might
I'm
want to have
thinking
two
is,
separate ones.
yeah, what I'm thinking is that we can't,
It has
we can't go after the same customer because the Montview is actually going to be in pristine condition.
Well, we
And-
can't on the 17 anyway. There's no green space at all.
Mhm.
None. I mean, none. Okay, well, maybe 10 by 20,
One.
right on the street, maybe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That one I would say we might. I'd want to underwrite it. It'd be a different model. It'll be a
Mhm.
land play. We'll put enough capital into it to make it perform, and maybe that's not a whole lot. And be positioned, for a land play because literally you can see the cranes. It'd be nice if it was on the corner there, but it's not.
But before we get down the road, I mean, we just got to figure out who's going to be responsible if this thing falls out. I know we shouldn't be going into it thinking what if we can't, but I just want to be thinking about what's our play here. How do we mitigate this?
So my thought as of yesterday was yesterday morning to start finding a different set of players for the deal. And Julie, I already pitched it to Chris. I already pitched it to
Yep.
Carrie, and pitched it to the kids there in Michigan. And I'm gauging interest there. Chris and Krellin seem to have a little bit of interest, but I think it's just scary to move that fast and not, so it's really a matter of trusting us. But if either of those parties can get their head wrapped around trusting us to make the deal work, then both of them, I think, have the capacity. In a pinch, they could put up the money that we need to get the deal done themselves and continue capital raising. And if they needed to, if they needed more time to capital raise, and that's the way I'm positioning it. We could also do the same thing if we like the deal. We could take the deal down, with just whatever the bare minimum is, and then raise all the money for CapEx. And as soon as we have it raised, then we start the CapEx plan. So those are the two paths forward that I see. And in either one of those scenarios, Kevin, I think I told you yesterday, I'd love to have you stay with us. You've done a tremendous amount of work on the deal, and I think you've proven that you were the only one that actually raised capital, the only one that had buy-in from the beginning. But it would be a much diminished role, both as from a percent standpoint of ownership, but I would like for you to remain plugged into every single day-to-day operation, because you're going to need the experience on the next deal. And I know that with your desire to get out of that dead-end job, that I think that I would want to try to compensate you also with, with something that would help you in that regard with the, I don't know how much the acquisition fee is, but, if there was some way to work that out. But that's the really the only path forward in my mind. If there's something else that you guys can think of, please elaborate.
I don't think that addressed the question of where are we going to come up with the capital.
No,
I
it
mean,
absolutely did. I said that we could take it down if we wanted to.
Okay,
So is
okay.
that or is that not addressing it?
Okay, I want to know how we're going to take this down.
Okay, so either we can do it or we find
Okay.
someone else who can. Chris and Krillin, if they say yes, is that a solution?
I want to know how much they can bring.
They can bring the
You
whole
think-
thing if they had to. I don't know if
Okay,
they,
then I
I
think
don't
we
know
should
if
do
they
it.
will. I don't know that they
I-
will, but
I would
that's
support
what I'm
that,
aiming
and
for.
I would say that's awesome, and then I think we should do it.
And Carrie
I
has
just-
the same ability.
Carrie's working on another deal in Wichita Falls. I don't know how much that he's going to be required on that.
Did he close on it? Did he get it under PSA?
Oh, no. It's under, it'll be PSA here shortly.
So they're working on the PSA.
Hmm.
Okay. So it's a far cry from being done. This is
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
much done.
no. What do you mean this is done?
We have a PSA. If you don't have a signed PSA, you are a long ways from being done. You've seen that how many times over the last 6 months where an accepted LOI and never made it to the final PSA? That's all I'm saying is it's not a known quantity. Everybody thinks it is, when they're
So
the
we're
ones
getting it.
negotiating. Yeah,
Yeah,
when
no,
they're
I
the
get
one
that. I got that.
negotiating it.
Well, yeah, I don't know. My understanding is that it's supposed to be under contract this week, but again, those attorneys,
Right.
all of that. So,
Right.
um,
Is that the asset that was in Wichita Falls, that was available when we were right after we let go of Longview?
no, I don't think so.
Because there's
This
only
one came up
three
fairly quickly.
complexes. There's only 3 complexes in Wichita Falls.
There were 2 that came up. So,
Okay.
and these guys got one of them, and somebody out of New York got the other. But at any rate,
Okay.
have we modeled? Have we taken a look at what's the impact? I heard you say, Jim, that we're going to be negative 175,000 on that first year.
If we go the hard money route, yeah. Otherwise, it's about 75,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have to find a way to stall some of the business plan. The good news is if we had the 17 unit, that provides us, we're not 100% non-cash flowing, for a month, which is what we were modeling. Would be absolutely no cash flow. Now, obviously, I wouldn't expect Paris to be, very much, but it might help mitigate things a little bit. And it might give us a good pool of potential renters, depending on what they have in there, to upgrade as we, but I wouldn't count on that. I think we're going to have to probably look at our own marketing and re-tenanting of probably both properties. So I think that, Kevin, would you be able to, how much information do you have so far on Paris? Did they give you?
They gave me the inspection reports and the sewer inspection as well for that. And then Kimra did a video walk through the property last week as well, or some of the units, not every unit.
Yeah, I got into it enough. Is there a T12 rent roll?
The old,
Yes, I have financials.
the existing
as
contract
well.
also, what the terms were? Did they give you that, or he just verbally
No,
told you what they
didn't
needed?
give me that. Yeah, they just told me what they needed, and what basically it was that we need to make the Paris close faster than Montview to give the seller incentive to sign the extension on Montview, basically.
So in other words, it would have to be a hard money close. It doesn't buy us any additional time with Montview.
No, correct. They said that he wouldn't sign anything more than the 2-week extension at the time for Montview.
And he needed Paris to close before Montview?
No, he just needed Paris faster because Montview's been under contract for it's going to be 75 days.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand when is he expecting us to close on Paris?
40 days from the execution of the contract.
Okay. Well, is that doable, Julie?
Oh, I think so. I mean, once we know who's in the deal, I think it comes down to what does our budget come in from.
I think that we don't want to wait till we know who's on the deal. If the deal could be bought just on our standing, we need to proceed like that so that when we bring somebody in last minute, it's just plugging them in. We can't afford to wait to move forward until we know every single piece of data. We have to have,
no, but I'm saying
we have to have them ready to go.
Yeah, we need to figure out our
Underwriting.
budget from, underwriting. We got to have Kimra know what her budget is, and have that vetted.
Okay. Kevin, can we get some underwriting on the deal today? Do you have the ability or time to do it, or know someone that can help you with that? I could also possibly push it over and see if Krellin could give help out.
I would see if Krellin could. I can do some, but I also I'm still working on trying to understand how my original team modified the SDA. They changed quite a bit on it, and so I'm still trying to grasp what they did with the changes, because they took a lot of the macros out to make it work for the bridge.
So keep in mind, if we're going to shift to another lender, that's going to take some time to vet it. We've got.
What is our prepayment penalty, Julie, with Jared if we got out in 3 months?
You just have a year of
I have to pay the first year.
Interest, interest
Okay.
only.
So it would behoove us, even if we could package it into something better, just to hang on to Jared for a year, because it doesn't make sense to try to switch lenders at this point to save a few points and jeopardize the time frame.
Correct.
So the Lima 1 on Montview, it's a 2-year.
2 years, and we could probably get a third.
Well, because I think the underwriting had 3 years, the refi at 3.
Yes, and that was to make the returns, at least 50% for the investors.
Well,
Hold on.
All right. Let me reach out
So
to
we've got.
let me reach out to Chris and Krellin and see where they are and see
would
see
they
where Carrie is.
Would they consider making a loan? I mean, they can come in on the deal, like they get if they bring the 1.5 or whatever the down payment is. On the one, that's all we need to close the deal. We'll give them pref, right?
Well, I think that what do we without the if we raised all the CapEx budget and we just took out what we need to close the deal, how much money do we need for that? And then
1.5.
that would be
we need, well, no, it's less.
That's not right. Yeah, it is. That's
so what I did, now I'm going off of what, hold on, let me get back to them.
It's a $3 million deal. At 70%, we would need whatever that number is.
Right, yeah, but plus closing costs are in there.
Right.
Hold on one second. I played with this on Flint's model. Let me get to
So what I'm looking at while you're pulling that up, I'm looking at the sizing, the letter of
Mhm.
intent.
Mhm.
The down payment says 970,000. And if we're raising the difference between 955 and 1.5 for the budget, that's an additional 500,000, maybe 600. So that's where I'm coming up with that 1.5, 1.6.
right.
Okay.
So
Well,
we
what
could do
need
it.
to close the deal is 1.5 something, small change.
Yeah.
What
1.5.
Jerry.
that's what we need. Yeah, that's what we need for our entire CapEx plan and to
No,
implement
that's
the plan.
Yes,
that's
yes. 1.5.
That's not what if we had to close the deal with the minimum amount of money, the minimum
Right.
amount of money would be just buying the property
Mhm.
at 70% or 75%, whatever Jared is offering us, and put that down payment. We close the property and then we continue raising the capital for
That's
the
yeah,
CapEx
that's
budget.
so it's 970.
Or
970.
900.
That's-
It's eight something. If it's 3 million,
Yeah.
30% of 3 million is 900,000.
Right.
Plus
Okay.
we need
So-
closing costs.
Closing cost.
But
Okay.
he'll finance those, I think he said. Right?
We're going to try to do that.
Mhm.
Okay.
So 900.
Okay.
I wish I could do it.
I did too.
Let me, well, I
mean-
I can make
Oh.
a loan. Look, I don't see this in jeopardy the way you guys do. I have 400 and that I could make as a hard money loan. I don't want to do that. I would rather, I have told my wife, I've promised her, everything that I've been building for the last year is dependent upon me keeping that. But I believe in this deal. I believe in the people that are on the deal. I don't see there, as a possibility that we don't get this done. I just don't understand that. I know that everyone here has the
You're breaking up.
Yeah.
ability to get that done. I don't have the ability to do the whole thing by myself, but
I mean, I could bring 100.
you know what? I think it's the right thing is for me to pursue Chris and Carrie, and let's just see what they're capable of, what their interest is. And if you think of anyone else that, Julie, did you reach out to Josie?
I did. She did not call me back. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll text her again, but I called her and I texted her.
Okay. Do we know what Trevor's liquidity is?
Not a lot, I don't think.
Okay. I thought he told me that he's down to under 500 because he's been investing in other deals.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else would have the ability to do the whole thing as a hard money loan. I mean, I could bring in an outside person that would probably take 5% of the deal and probably 2 points and the hard money loan. But I would rather not give that up if we didn't have to, but it might be smart for me to use that as a backup plan also. But without underwriting, we don't know where any of that stands. So I'm
I finally found it. Down payment and closing costs added together is 1,029,786.
okay.
Not counting any CapEx raise at all.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's okay. I do have to get my mom and dad just arrived, so I need
Okay.
to go and
I think it's time to, we've said all we can say. I'll get to work and keep you guys posted. If anyone thinks of anything else, just drop it in the email.
okay. Sounds
right.
good, you guys. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Keep us posted.
Hey, Jim,
Yeah,
I had a quick question for the
Sure.
200,000 for the 10th
mhm,
on that. My neighbor wanted to talk and make sure that there wasn't any concern about not paying it back within 30 days just because our house is going to be collateralized for it.
mhm.
Is there any way I could set that up or?
Yeah, let's see if I can find somebody for the deal, Kevin. If not,
Sure.
then we're gonna have to, I mean, right now, the way I feel at this very instant, is we're gonna have to let it go.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm just, I don't,
Too many
yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
Well, or jockey one last time and for a Hail Mary.
Try
you
to
know?
get,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
You know,
Yeah, and we have till Tuesday to
in
do that.
essence- Yeah, which is in essence letting it go probably, but to your point.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So, all right.
right.
Obviously got some work ahead of us. Put our thinking caps on. So I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you much.
Okay.
All right.
All
Bye.
right.